I recently saw a world map that was this big and it was pink. And I was like, when that heals, it's gonna look like you have a weird form of syphilis on your inner arm. Crazy. It's true though.
Oh man. Oh.
Compasses, roses, pocket watches, like
Circles. Circles.
Well, in the UK, it's clocks and roses. Like, clocks and roses are massive. Like, everybody is having clocks and roses.
What's wrong with roses? I do roses all day.
What bothers me the most about it is the shit that comes out of their mouth when they're trying to explain why they want it.
I have a thing on my page now that says, do not ask me for pocket watches and roses.
You know, I just really want like a lion to represent, you know, power and like, you know, I go to the gym, so, you know, I'm like king, I want a crown. And then there's, you know, like time, because I'm running out of time. So I want, you know, like a pocket watch.
A lion and a rose, layered. Virgin Mary and a rose, layered.
Oh my gosh, that's so original.
They're classic, but I mean,
Yeah.
they're classic. What can I say? When I did a hashtag Stop Compass Tattoo Abuse, and it's not necessarily for compass tattoos, but just you see a lot of the same repetitive elements.
Oh my
All
God.
of them.
Animals. The same lion head.
Women with a lion headdress. That I feel like every time I see people do them, they're always like,
surprise, bitch.
That's coming in today.
you know, and I used to really like doing depictions like that. You know, the headdresses. I don't know what has gone wrong, but it, like you said, it's just like, fuck, another one.
Distorted woman face with the bear or the wolf on top.
And played out like you.
The fucking facing forward lion, like,
you haven't seen the last
get
one.
over it. I'm really sorry if any of you haven't, but I'm so over it. I can't go into the safari and take my own pictures. A lot of the times the best reference photos are the ones that have already been used so many times, and so this is what gets annoying, you know what I mean? And even for us, so we always try and choose the best reference photo, obviously when we can't take it ourselves. And that being said, when you've done that same theme so many times, you're like, well, I fucking took the best picture that first time, now what's gonna happen? You know what I mean? You kind of like scrounging and settling for photos that, you know, might work or not. You know inside that it's not as cool as that other picture.
Basically, I would say rough sex tattoos where someone could be suffering. You know, where in the tattoo, if it looks someone is like not enjoying themselves sexually and is like suffering.
You know, I'm over the whole shock value part of my life. I did that for a little while. These just extreme porn tattoos, I personally think they're pretty stupid, but you know, whatever, if that floats your boat. I'm sure you're picking up some really, really interesting women with that on you.
I mean, I would love to stop seeing people trace my tattoos. Is that an answer?
I don't know the English word for infinito, that is the 8 reverse.
Infinity symbol.
Infinity, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of infinity symbols.
I don't know, I just don't like infinity sign, you know? These people are always the one with a bigger meaning, and they always want the small Pinterest, everybody tattoo stuff, you know? So for me, I'm just like, I just don't get it.
I mean, I feel like the Pinterest tattoos are kind of fizzling out now, like, you know, your infinities and your birds and your dandelions versus like when I started tattooing, there was so much of that where you saw a lot of it online, there was just a lot of requests for it.
Well, I haven't done tribal in quite some time.
I do not like tribal.
Bro, that's over. Like, do not ask anyone for that.
That was of the 90s. So, tribal.
If you're gonna do some shit on your face, go spend the fucking money. Get somebody good to do it. Get somebody who has the experience. But most of the time, the people that I see, they're getting all these face tattoos, the placement's off, the tattoo looks like shit. At least go back for the touch-up, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Can that go out the door with 6ix9ine? That guy went away. We can do away with face tattoos. Or...
When more people have it than not is when people stop enjoying or appreciating that type of artwork. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, I am guilty of doing a lot of tribal for 10 years. And I was good at it.
Micro tattoos. No one wants to say it. I'm gonna say it.
Why you think micro tattoos?
No, she said, but
he doesn't want to be guilty
no,
of that.
no, I mean,
I think the micro tattoo trend, it's wearing thin.
There is microrealism that heals great when it's done big enough and simple enough, but now I'm starting to see this fad of really small tattoos, like this big and colorful. So you would have like a white bunny with a golden moon, and it's this size and even fresh. You had to squint and focus what's even going on in that tiny little tattoo. So when it heals from that, it's gonna look like the client has a rash or an infection or just like weird skin issues.
Okay, so which one do you not like then, if you're fine with the micros? Like, what do you not like seeing right now?
I don't know. I wasn't going to say anything.
No, he was gonna keep quiet and like throw me under the bus, let me do it.
No, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely like the common, like, you know, the Pinterest tattoos that everybody likes to refer to them as, you know.
That autocry shit, like, I'm so like.
Oh man, autocross is a whole other thing. I listened to an interview with him too, and he's like, I don't even care about tattooing. I'm just trying to make money.
It looked like someone bought a machine off of eBay and just went to town on somebody. And like, I know that's maybe a trend right now, but like, y'all are spending so much money on something that's gonna look like shit in like 4 years.
I think the straight line down a body part, just like a single line. Like, if that's the only tattoo, it's like a waste of that whole space. Like, I've seen the girl get it like from her like ear all the way down to her toe, and it's just one line across the whole body.
Now she can't get no more tattoos.
Yeah, now there's no room for nothing else.
No.
I hate now you see artists just made that small dot.
Oh,
small
bro.
dot here. It's more
or like a
tiny
equal sign, little line, two
yeah,
lines.
Here, what is that? My son can do that shit. That's not you know? Honestly, my grandma have a shaky. I give it even a kid. Oh, she's famous. Yeah, true. That's
1,500 be like 4 dots.
Yeah, then, down famous, boom, million followers and spends. It's a shit.
Yeah,
it's not
A lot of the stuff you see come and go very quickly is experimental. So people have experimented with a certain type and found it doesn't heal good, or it doesn't work very well, or it's too much effort to do, and then use that to move on from it, or you'd hope that they move on from it. So at the time it was badly done watercolor tattoos were my least favorite ones to see, because you know they're not going to hold up over time.
I think the thing that bothers me the most nowadays is just I see a lot of designed in Photoshop tattoos where they just spend so many hours doing design aspects in Photoshop. I mean, they create beautiful, beautiful imagery from all these different images they find on Google and stuff, but I would just like to see a little bit more of the old school hand-drawn or freehand, or just using a little bit more artistic expression in that way, and less just taking images and putting 6 different images together in Photoshop and calling that like a unique piece of art, you know? I'd like to see a little bit more imagination nowadays.
I don't hate styles. I just hate. I hate people. I'll be honest with you, man. Like, I don't hate styles. I just hate that think that, you know, I don't know, man. Just people irk the out of me. That's pretty much it.
I'm not tired of any tattoos, man. I think that I love tattoos. You know, I love seeing all styles, and I appreciate them all more as I get older. You know, I think that, yeah, man, I don't really look in it too much like that. I think people are so lost in this life and so lost in this community that everyone's so judgmental, you know what I mean? Or they hate on the new fad. You know, I'm over that, man. I appreciate the young kids that are working really hard because they have that determination. And I appreciate the older dudes because they have the experience, and you can't get that overnight. And so, yeah, man, you know, the one thing I would say is that if someone's doing what they truly love and not trying to fake who they're not, I would rather see people do what they truly love and what's in their heart, whether that's like scribbles and like watercolor or whatever they want to do on tattoos, than them try to fake and do something because they think it's cool. Like, do what's true to your heart. That's what makes you stand out. You know, I always think of it like, you know, how many people can sing in the world? But not everyone's gonna be that exceptional artist that can sing their story. Like, your personal vision, your personal story, your dream, or whatever your heart's saying is what's gonna set you apart. And people will notice that, even if you don't notice it.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't like color portraits.
You can't do it.
True.
Yeah.
I cannot do that.
I don't like f***ing models either, but you know. Who wants to do that?
Next question. You.